in bold, caps or colour. This will remind you to use gestures for these words. Practice and present. Give your presentations to the class. Remember to use gestures for descriptions. Okay, just practice in front of your bedroom mirror. PowerPoint tips. Don't stand in front of the screen. Don't do PowerPoints, please. I don't want PowerPoints, okay? Forget that. I don't want it. Don't do it. Okay, and now to help you, I'm going to move on to some openers expansion activities to help you. Have a look at this, please. Okay, so here we go. Let's have a look. Openers and closers, and what we're going to be looking at is openers and closers, gestures for description, body language and posture, and then that will do. Okay, that's all we're going to do today. So Sophie, Jason and Emma added an introduction to their presentation. Watch their introductions and draw lines to match the speakers with the type of opener they use. Okay, so we've got Sophie, Jason and Emma. Did they use a quotation or proverb, an interesting fact or statistic, a story or a mystery list, a question, a general statement or an instruction or task? Here's your openers, and then we've got the closers. A thought or comment about the future, a recommendation or invitation, a statement about the topic's importance, a call to action, a quotation or proverb, a request for each to share past the mic. So we're going to have a listen. Sophie, Jason and Emma added an introduction to their presentation. Watch their introductions and draw lines to match the speakers with the types of opener they list. Okay, have a listen now, please.
Hi, I'm Grace. In Unit 1, we looked at different types of openers and closers. Here's some more practice to help you use them in your presentations. Watch Sophie, Jason, and Emma begin their presentations about their favorite places. What kind of opener do they each use? Before you watch, look again at the openers on page 15.
Good morning, everyone. Do you have a favorite place where you love to spend time? There's a special place I love to go because it's so quiet and peaceful. All the loud noise of the big city is gone. The air is clean and there are lots of tall trees, colourful flowers and birds.
Hello everyone. You're probably not aware of this, but there are more than 21,000 cafes in this country. That's right, 21,000. And one of them, which is near my home, is my favorite place. My favorite place looks kind of old-fashioned, and inside it's very small and cozy.
Good afternoon. There's a famous quote from the classic film, The Wizard of Oz. There is no place like home. I think that's really true. A favorite place of mine is bright and spacious, and also usually a little messy. I think it really suits my personality and style.
Okay, so now we'll do B, and it's watch Grace and check your answers. Sophie, Jason and Emma all added a conclusion to their presentation. Watch their conclusions and draw lines to match the speakers with the type of closer that they use. Okay, so now do B, please.
Did you notice that each speaker used a different type of opener? Sophie began with a question. Jason used an interesting fact about cafes. and Emma opened with a saying. So which opener did you like best? Now watch the end of their presentations to see what type of closer they each use. Before you watch, look again at the closers on page 15.
For me, the park is also a great place to just relax, think about things. To sum up, the park always helps me let go of stress and worry and calms my mind. That's why it's so important to me.
So now you know all about my favorite cafe. It really is a great place. And if you have the chance to drop by one day, please do. I'm positive you'll find it special too.
All in all, I really feel like I'm in my own world when I'm in my room. So now that I've told you all about my favorite place, I hope you feel motivated to share your special place.
Okay, so let's have a look at the answers.
You notice that each speaker used a different type of closer. Sophie emphasized how special the park is to her, and Jason's closer was an invitation for the audience to visit his favorite cafe. Finally, Emma ended by passing the mic, suggesting that others talk about their favorite places. Which closer did you like best?
Okay, so here you go, and here's your answers if you've had a good listen. Okay, so Emma used for the opener a quotation or proverb, and the closer was a request for of us to share past the mic. Jason did an interesting fact or statistic and a recommendation or invitation. And then what did Sophie do? Sophie started with a question and a statement about the topic's importance. And you can, of course, use these to help you. Okay, so we're going to have a practice gestures for description. And it says, read Emma's description of her favourite place. Underline the words for size or shape that she can emphasise or describe with gestures. Then listen to Emma and check your answers, okay? So there's a tall window on one wall, so I have a great view of the park across the streets. On the other walls there are a few posters of my favourite bands, and on the floor I have a yellow rug. It is not so big, maybe about this long. Actually, you can't see it very often because it's usually covered with a huge pile of my clothes, books and stuff that comes up to about here. So read Emma's description of her favourite place, underline the words for size or shape that she can emphasise or describe with gestures. Then watch Emma and check your answers. Okay, and here we go, and maybe about this long, with a huge pile of my clothes and stuff that comes up to about here. Okay? So that's what you should have underlined, and it says, watch Ben's describing his favourite places. Write the words he emphasises with gestures. Okay? And if you have a listen, just have a listen. Listen to Ben describe his favourite place. Write the words he emphasises with gestures. Do this and do it now, please.
Did Emma's gestures emphasize the words you underlined?
And Ben, wide next to small, narrow. Okay, in Ben, wide next to the beach, small, narrow. Okay, and they're the kind of words I would like to see you gesturing in your midterm exam, okay? But I will explain this all. Okay. Okay, and it's you can't really do this. Okay, but listen, just some tips. Okay. Now, listen, you're being told about the do's and don'ts with the body language and the posture. And please, Sophie, do's and don'ts. Do stand straight but relaxed with your feet 30 to 45 centimetres apart. That's a perfect body language. Don't lean against a table, a desk or table for support when speaking. And don't cross your arms in front of your chest to show your confidence. Do smile naturally to show you are comfortable with your message. That's okay, Gwen Chanio. Don't touch your hair or your face or put your hands in your pockets. And Sophie and Jason did this. Do keep your hands by your side or at waist levels with your arms loose when not gesturing. And have a look. They are the tips for your body language and your posture. Okay, once again, we can do this, okay? And you can't do that.